we gonna talk about this. Y'all women making more money than us. All right, we're living in the times where women are making more money in the workforce than men. It's being almost bragged about these days amongst men and women. All right, so hold on one second. I'm gonna read. There was actually a study, right? There was a study, and the study was in the second quarter of 2023, right? And women earned 15.5% less than men. America's working women were feared to suffer the worst in the pandemic recovery. The opposite, however, has proven to be the case, with women serving as historic drivers of a labor market that remains surprisingly strong. So, cuz when let me ask you this. Let's say when the winter comes. When the winter comes, right? Do you feel uh some type of way like, oh, I'm gonna have to put on survival mode or whatever?
What does that mean?
Miss Christina in the building. Shouts out to Mr. Christina. All right. What I'm saying is, like, now let me ask you this. Maybe it's just me because of the way I earn money each day. Maybe it's me, but I'll ask Calvin, then I'll come back to you. Cause now, Calvin, do you say for instance, like, do you like when the winter comes, do you look at it and say, oh man, I'm gonna have to, hopefully this winter goes well, because you know how business actually slows down. Well, a lot of businesses slows down in the winter. So do you feel that way? Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So as for me as well, you know, and you got to start creating more ideas, positioning yourself to be prepared for the winter. Right. So you don't feel that, cuz, in the line of work that you're in, do you, cuz? Or do you?
Nope, do not.
Okay. Okay. Miss Christina, do you ever feel as though during the winter, when the winter months come, do you feel like, oh, it's going to be slow or whatever in the type of work that you're doing?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. So the reason why I'm asking that, and especially from my end, because I have months that slow down, like when when this is no lie, every year, back to school, my business go poof, it bombs, right? So I gotta make sure I'm, prepared to do all these other different things, right? So now I understand, because the line of work that you're in, it can run strong because it's back to school and it's your moment, right? So
No, I deal all year. Mentally ill people are
hello,
all
Miss
year long,
Leslie. How you doing, Miss Leslie? Thank you for
and
joining
some
us.
of them be on the show. So
Okay.
I ain't never empty. I mean, you got to choose your line of business, and know the type of work you're in. Just like truck jobs, they may not be able to go out on certain times, or the weather might be bad, or can't drive. If you only own a snow blowing company in the winter, you may want to own a concrete business or something else during the summer, or grass cutting or landscaping. So you just got to plan how you're going to make your money. Nothing should be one sided nowadays, not as high as things are.
I agree, cuz I mean, you nowadays you can't just do one thing. You have to do multiple different things, and just make them work. So now, as far as women nowadays, do you think the the way things are now with women making, or kind of up against men making money, do you think that's a good thing?
I don't think it's an up against thing. I think everybody is vying for survival and trying to make enough money to live whatever they consider their best life is. If I know my regular salary only covering the bills, I may work a part-time job so I can have the extras in life if I want a vacation, buy a car, save for my kids, whatever. So, people have different modes of how they want to make money according to what their lifestyle is.
Okay, all right. Let me see if I can get a sound check from Miss Leslie. Miss Leslie, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Okay, yes, and we can hear you as well. Okay, cool. So I was just trying to make sure that. So let me ask you, Miss Leslie, in like during the winter months, the line
Hmm.
of work that you're in, does it slow down, or or does it stay almost the same?
Well, I'm on disability right now, but I
Okay.
was a nurse 10 years. I was an RN. So, I made more money than my husband at the time.
Okay.
But I think, like, I don't see my sister is my sister's husband is 22 years older than her,
Hmm.
and he's retired, and she's still working, breadwinner of the family right now.
You said she's the
But
breadwinner?
I think as long, yes,
Okay. All right.
yes, and they have no problem with it. I don't think, you know, I don't see anything wrong with it.
No, I don't either. Now let me say this. Well, let me ask you this. If you don't mind, how long were they married?
They've been married about 15 years.
Okay. So at one time was he the breadwinner?
No.
Okay, so he's always okay. All right. The reason why I ask that is because a lot of times, and this is a legit question. It's always asked like, okay, if he's the breadwinner, what if something happens to him? What about her? Can she fend for herself or whatever?
Well, that's a good question. My sister actually, she's 42 and he's 60. I can't remember what age he is, but my sister had breast cancer at 37.
Mm,
So um, it was scary for them because he always thought that he would be the one that would, go first or get sick,
mhm.
and it ended up being her. So, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't. And Miss Amelia just mentioned multiple lines of income, which is I highly agree, and especially the days that we're living in now. You have the internet. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you can go from selling furniture to selling flowers to selling baking, and you know what I mean. It's a lot of different things you can do nowadays, right? And a lot of times it doesn't involve going out and busting sweats, although there's nothing wrong with busting sweats at all. But I'm just saying. So, a couple can work together. You know, they can work from home. We have access to do that now. Um, put up the cash apps. Okay. All right. All right. So here's my thing. All right. So let me step to this next one here, right? And this one was uh where I was going to say to you guys, and I just read about the study, right? What about husband and wives, right? Now, in 29% of marriages, here's the funny thing. No, let me ask the question first. Let me ask this question. And I know I don't know if you was ever on here when the guy Darren was on here. I know well, Christina know him personally, and then Miss Leslie, you may have been on here when he was on here. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. He's always memorable.
yeah,
So
I know Darren.
yeah, oh, okay. So here's my thing about Darren. Sometimes he puts up this argument about um, women. He don't want to mess with a woman that makes more than him. Now, I don't agree with Darren a lot on a lot of things, but there are some things I agree with, and I understand why he said that. You see what I'm saying? If we go back to more of a traditional marriage, that it's not supposed to be like that. I mean, the woman is supposed to she has a role, but now modern day women are out working, and it just changed. So I know what he's talking about. I agree with him on that, but sometimes the way he explains it is a little out of the way I explain it, but I do understand them and I have some agreements with them on that. So now what I'm saying is that when women make more than the men, a lot of times things just don't work. I mean, because it's not supposed to be that way. A lot of times she start belittling the man. That's why Darren was saying what he was saying. She become like the boss chick of the house. A man does not want to deal with that. That means he's going to have to start putting on the apron in the house and doing what she was supposed to be doing. They switch roles. So all I'm saying is that how do you think, do y'all think, and this, I want all of y'all to answer this. Do y'all think that when the woman makes more in the household, does it make the relationship better? Because
So I don't think it makes it better. I think it depends on your relationship and what you all have established. Doesn't make it better, doesn't make it work. The problem is people don't communicate. Like if you have a woman that makes more money and your husband or significant others feeling some type of way and things like that, then he needs to go do better. So she won't be the breadwinner.
You always picking on
And you
men.
talk about traditional, but traditional, nothing's traditional. Mortgages aren't traditional from 1950. Food is not traditional from 1950 because we're still talking about being traditional, but the way stuff is set up out here, it is hard. It is hard. So people do have to have multiple streams of income or multiple people have to be working in the household. A lot of times you can't afford. Daycare used to be free with the grandmas. Now it could be $350, $400 a week. I'm sorry, yeah, a week per child. So, it's expensive to live nowadays.
I agree, cuz, and we have surpassed the time when, remember back in the day when we used to say, well, I'm just going to cut back on things, and just to try to balance off to because things are going higher. Stuff is so high now, you can get rid of everything and still owe. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm
You see if you ever watch news reports and things like that, you have people giving up their homes and moving in with other family members, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in the house. People were moving into hotels because they thought it was cheaper. I even saw a news, it was on something where this couple, it was cheaper for them to live on the different boat or cruise lines all year long
I would do
than
that.
it is to have a house.
I would so do that.
They just said it was cheaper
Yeah, and
because
it's
you can
better.
find, cheap rates on cruises and stuff like they do 30 days or however long they say they did. They said it was much cheaper than actually trying to have a land home. Or some people live in their yachts and boats and stuff because it's getting not getting, it is expensive.
And you know what? You
So
can
that
get the
stay
ego.
home wife stuff, it does not hardly work nowadays because it
Nah.
costs too much.
Yeah, it does, and
You gotta do something else.
yeah, and you have to find if a woman is still on that, and I'm not saying that I think that's a great thing. Traditional is great, but she's gonna have to find that guy that can do that. Living on a ship, I would so do that because all the food is there, the peace is there. You traveling, getting to see the beautiful water, different places and stuff like that, meeting different people. I would do that. Okay, let me catch up with some of these comments. DJ Excel said, I'm cool, Marla, out here stripping for these old women.
Bruh.
Sweet Mama G said, oh, Sweet Mama, I'm sorry. Yummy Gummy said, oh, Sweet Mama G, can you please send me all the trigger words that is on our imaginary wall? I feel a new shirt coming. Can you remember those words, cuz? The word wall. All right. So, and hold on one second. I'm gonna just get Excel said, I don't give a dang if my wife makes more than me. Okay. DJ Trail said communication is key to a relationship. Marla said, why can both couples be breadwinners? Why can both okay. Or maybe she was trying to say can't. Yummy Gummy. Well, I guess you guys can't support our hosts tonight. They don't have their cash apps up. I'm about to get them up. Bird Concrete is stuck in the caveman era. I am. I want to live on a cruise ship, says Yummy Gummy. That'll be a dope move. Trust me. That guy don't exist, Crete, and probably don't. I mean, it's the way things are now. It's harder to find a man like that. Nate from upstate said facts, DJ Concrete. Excel said salute. Miss Marla said, why you want to compete with the breadwinner? Uh-oh. Hold up.
What's up?
What up, Dan?
What's up, people?
All right. I was just talking about you. And then Then Nate from upstate say talk to him, sweet Mama G. Trelly Trell, still haven't received my shirt. Stop playing, Trell. I got you. You shouldn't have said that. But anyway, and Trelly Trell household name, none of it got us our shirt, so don't feel bad. Oh boy. Dang darn. And laugh all our shirts. No. All right, so what I was mentioning, Darren, was that thing about and you came in still kind of at the right time when it was mentioned about dating or having a woman that makes more than you. And what I was mentioning that, of course, I don't agree with everything you say, but it's a lot of that I did agree with. I totally understand. So, and I was asking, is in a marriage like that, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you. So, do you think it's a bad thing? And I'm gonna ask you, Miss Christine, do you think that's a bad thing? A lot of times or a good thing or bad thing, or when a woman makes more money than a man, and they in a marriage, Miss Christina, yes or no? It's a good thing.
No, I don't think so, because like sometimes women have more needs than men.
Okay, all right, Miss Leslie, do you think? How do you think about the marriage that the woman makes more money than the man? You think that's a good thing or bad thing? Miss Leslie. We'll get back to her. Darren, do you think it's a good thing in a marriage for the woman to make or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing. Of course, it's a bad thing.
Okay. How about you, Shimmy?
It's a great thing.
So you think that it's good for the woman to make more money than the man?
Oh,
Okay. How about you, cuz? Oh, go ahead. Finish saying what you were saying, Darren.
what I was about to say is I don't have a problem with it at all if a woman makes more than me. I mean, if I love her and she loves me, why does it matter who makes the most? I'm not here to tell a woman to go sit down and shut up because I make more than her. If she's got a job, gainful employment, and is making more than me, I'm supporting her 100%. That don't mean I'm gonna take a back seat to instructions and her running the household. That means she just makes more than me. There's a difference between being appointed and being anointed. If we really love each other, it don't matter who makes the most.
Okay. Do y'all remember VHS and Beta? I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. All right. So listen. All right. So I get you. I heard you on that. And Miss Leslie, okay,
Mhm.
that question that I just asked, do you think is a good thing in a marriage for a woman to make
Mhm.
in a successful marriage to make more than a man or no?
Well, I feel like, if you're a team, it doesn't matter who makes more. You know, you're just working together to make ends meet. I mean, it's hard to make it in this world. You can't make it without two incomes. So I don't see where it makes a difference if the woman makes more or the man makes more. I think you just have to work together.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Now, Yummy Gummy says she has a question. Please, definitely, Yummy Gummy. Yummy Gummy, let us know what your question is. Now, let me say this. Now, the question I just asked was, could a marriage be successful? Yes or no, if the woman makes more than a man in the marriage, right? Here's a statistic. Okay. All right. In a study, husband and wives, in 29% of marriages today, both spouses earn about the same amount of money. Just over half of 55% of marriages today have husbands who is the primary or sole breadwinner, and 16% have a breadwinner wife. But here's what I want to bring out. Hold on, where's that at? Hold on. I'm gonna get back to that. Because I don't know where I slid that at. But okay, hold on, wait. What is the divorce rate when the woman makes more than a man? All right. What is the divorce rate? For the more recent marriages cohort, those couples where the wife's income was greater than the husband's had an 8.4% chance of divorce by 2021. Couples where the husband's income was 838,000 or less more per year than the wife's had 4.8% chance of divorce by 2021, and couples where the husband's income was more. So that just answered y'all question. It's not good. Women divorce. The divorce rate is up because of that.
Now, is that because of the, I mean, the woman feeling more superior, or is it because of the man feeling inferior?
Most likely, and it actually, I've read that, yeah, because of the woman feeling more superior. See, when men make money, they think about providing for their family. When
Right.
women make their money, they think about taking care of themselves.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna catch up on some of these comments, and we have ooh, they roasted me. I'll catch up on that in a second. But okay, so now, cuz I got another one that we're gonna jump onto. Okay, now, what is the consequences of the lack of respect for masculinity? So that's what happens a lot of times when women make more money than men. They become more masculine, unfortunately, right? So because they feel as though they are the breadwinner, boy, sit down and shut up. Just like what Shimmy was just saying, where he wouldn't say that, and I get it. So the masculinity is crazy. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of women, I mean, y'all already know as women, as y'all get older, testosterone goes up, estrogen goes down, right? So just imagine when they start having the money to pack on top of that, they start standing up. So here's my thing. Here's my thing right here. So the consequences of the lack of respect for masculinity. Okay. Now, the lack of respect for masculinity leads to men feeling disrespected. And let me tell y'all something. A lot of men feel disrespected from a lot of the ways that women talk to them. Right? And it's almost like they have to literally sit down and shut up. But I agree with y'all women. A lot of these men need to come up. Just come up. Right? But as I was saying, hold up. Okay. So unfulfilled, so they feel disrespected and unfulfilled and unable to fulfill their roles as leaders and authorities in the relationship and families. Have any of you guys ever experienced that with being with a man? Where, okay, he working at the cup company and then y'all just got a job at Sigmund, whoever. Have y'all ever felt that, Miss Leslie? Or say, for instance, the type of job that you have, being a nurse. Have you ever felt that your mate started to become feeling like the weaker vessel?
no.
Okay.
No.
What did you do to not make him feel that way?
We just, like you said, communication's important. We had we talked a lot, and I mean, it just wasn't a problem.
That's wonderful.
We made close to the same amount of money. So.
Okay. Have you ever been in a relationship like that, Shimmy, where that person started making more money than you and then started acting a little some type of way?
No, I never experienced that.
Okay. What about you, Darren?
No, not really. When I was married at the time, my wife, She actually had a bachelor's degree, but she never used it. The job title that she was working at the hotel. No.
Okay. All right. Miss Christina, you
Mhm.
as a woman, have you ever messed with a guy that he made more money than you, but you felt like he was treating you like crap?
Yes.
Okay. So if he was treating you, I mean, like what did you feel disrespected?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think it was some narcissism going on in there, or
Yes, I do.
okay? All right. So that explains that. And unfortunately, the days that we're living in, we're gonna run into a lot of that.
It wasn't because of money.
Nah, cuz I'm messing with you. Go ahead, go ahead. You said it wasn't because of money?
Yeah, it wasn't because of money. He was gonna act like that anyway.
Yeah. And, and
Rich or
unfortunately,
broke, he was gonna act like that anyway. That was just his character. If he would have got
Mhm.
rich, he would have acted even worse.
I
He'd
tell
been broke, he would have acted just as bad.
yeah, because a lot of times when them boys ain't got no money, they go nuts.
They crazy.
Because us as men, period, us as men, when we feel as though we're not on our job, you know what I'm saying? We feel a little some type of way, and
The confidence.
yeah. So you know you got to build it back up. Let me catch up. I'm gonna catch up on these comments because we getting a lot, and I'm gonna try to read them fast. We don't think okay. Miss Marla said, I don't think that way. I think our little family or everyone. All right. And then Nate from Upstate said a lot of people don't know how to have a real relationship, more or less marriage. Very true. He also said it's all about respect on both ends. Definitely. Miss Marla said some people don't. Oh, that was I already read that. Yummy Gummy said, now please support our host. Hit the Cash Apps. Yes, the Cash App is right there. Feel free to hit whatever Cash App you like. If my cousin get more than me, it's a problem. I'm messing with I'm messing with you, cuz. All right. So Nate from Upstate said that's not true. He says that she's a single mother and she going to take care of her kids. I missed that conversation, whatever that was. Excel said them dudes that get punked by these ladies and vice versa, it's the person 100%. And I'm sorry, Trell said facts, Excel, and Nate from Upstate, that's not true. Oh, that I already read that one. Ms. Mala said some people start to smell their self and start acting like a fool. Yeah, that's most likely those people who ain't used to having anything. You know what I'm saying? They will, and that's why you have to pay attention to these people. Pay attention to their background, pay attention to their moves, pay attention to their energy. You just have to pay attention. And you know, brother-in-law said guys would be crazy to not support a woman with bigger aspirations to make more money. Sounds like insecurity issues. Well, brother-in-law, I can almost a lot of a lot of these guys are insecure about that. However, the facts just told that when a woman is the head of a relationship, which is she shouldn't be, look what happens: divorce.
Yeah.
Women divorce way more than men divorce. Men will keep trying. Women throw up. They throw their hands up. So that's why that happens. A woman is not supposed to lead. And that's no disrespect to women, but
Right.
men will put, we were already here. Man was already here. Women will put here, man had his role, woman had his role. And I mean, that's just how it goes. But now society has people and women living out of their roles. Yummy Gummy also said the divorce rate is up because the woman does not spend enough time at home taking care of home business. They out in the world taking care of their own emotions. Very, very true. And what's funny is that I heard somebody say that the other day. That's very like she cares about her family a lot, and which is awesome and traditional. and you know, there's women like that's where a lot of women are lost at. It's like that's a lost art to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's just like, okay, a lot of men screw up, but it's a lost art to be a man almost. Brunlaw said, that's not true, Creep. Men don't always fight a divorce. No. I'm talking about men fight for their marriage, not the divorce. Women will give up with the quickness.
Oh yeah.
I have a question. Is a man strong enough to stay at home and be the person that takes care of the family at home?
That's not his role.
Yeah, but
It-
in this day and age,
It all,
I,
huh?
I was just gonna say, in this day and age, it doesn't really, make a difference. Like, if one person makes more money, daycare is so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost better for one person to be at home sometimes.
And I get that. And sometimes you're right. You're right, because it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like daycare is freaking ridiculous. And you have to work with one another. I get it. I'm with y'all. I don't hate myself. Trust me, I love myself. And every young man that I see, I love them. If you're around me in the day, I talk to them all the time when I see them doing wrong. I'm a mentor, especially when I can be. But I'm telling you, even when I sell stuff, our people so freaking messed up, it's ridiculous. And I'm not saying that white folks ain't messed up either. Everybody messed up. But go ahead, Shimmy, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to address Miss Leslie with that what if the man has to stay at home? Miss Leslie, a real man ain't gonna stay at home.
Yeah.
A real man ain't gonna he's not gonna stay at home. I don't know who,
Amen.
I don't know what man is sitting up there letting his woman go out and do whatever she need to do, and he's sitting at home watching the kids. A real man gonna find somebody to watch them kids, and he gonna beat her to work and stay all day, at least 10 to 12 hours, and he gonna come home. Now, if she's working too, that's fine. But a real man, he ain't gonna sit at home. He don't want to sit at home. We
Right.
built for labor. Men are built for labor. Women are built for beauty. So I mean, at the end of the day, we have evolved. I mean, when Creek talk about the culture, Sweet Mama talking about the culture. Yes, 70 years ago, when black women was cooking and cleaning and babysitting for Miss Mary, we've evolved. That's great. We've evolved. We came to the point where we have equality. Women are making more than men. That's awesome. Why are we frowning up on that and trying to integrate with that with love and relationships? It's not gonna happen. True love, it don't matter who make the most money. At the same time, you have a man, if he's not where he needs to be and you fall in love with him and you're making more money than him, get it together. But he don't need to be sitting at home. That's a bump.
I
There
I
you go.
I can see what you're saying. I understand
Amen.
that. Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the difference between a man, and I'm not trying to disrespect the guy who can't get a job at the moment, but he can go out and do something. He can go stand at Walmart and if somebody need their car washed, pull out a bucket. I mean, it's a lot of things that can be done.
You can get a CDL.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that can be done. So I'm just
That got trade.
like, I deal with these fools every day, and it's a freaking, like, I hate it. Like I wish that we can really pay attention to ourselves, because we got a lot of work to do, because even though things are still messed up, we are still the most imitated. But you don't hear a lot of other folks. That's just even like when it comes to again, our women, you don't hear them talking about our women don't need no man. That's what we always hear. They don't need no man. Do you need a man, cuz? No. You need a man, Miss Christina?
Not right now.
Okay. You need a man, Miss Leslie?
I don't necessarily need a man, but I would like to have that. I mean, who doesn't want someone to hold them or, you know, companionship? I don't know.
No, I get it. I get it. You want a woman, Shimmy?
A good woman.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Darren, you want a woman?
Want me a wife?
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. So to my point, the way people are going on out here, it's hard to find a wife, hard to find a husband. We all know that, but it's terrible, terrible. That's why when you find that one, I don't look. And the thing that really trips me out, these chicks out here think they flash their butt, and that's what's supposed to get the man, like a lure, like a fishing lure. If you a man still checking for that, you a child. Because what's happening is that stuff going to fade. It's going to go away. And now what? Oh, my bad, BBLs. Anyway, Miss Marla says, not every woman gives up. Nope. Stats wise, more others on welfare, more others get drug crimes, more others are those stats. I'm not sure what he was talking about on that. The problem is bringing others into our communities, telling us how to be black. Nate from Upstate, relationships ain't supposed to be easy, but it's not supposed to be hard. So choose wisely.
Amen.
Excel said we're different through and through. We are. And a lot of us are very unique. I'm saying in a beautiful way, but sometimes they let foolishness cover their uniqueness. The problem is some of us become the product of our environment.
Amen.
DJXL say Claire was at the office more that Heathcliff. He must be talking about Claire Huxtable. Aunt Viv was teaching more than Uncle Phil was at the office. Yummy gummy. So Shimmy, you said you was okay with your woman making more than you. So if she is out doing that, she ain't got time to be beautiful or taking care of you. What do you think about that, Shimmy?
I don't want my woman working as hard as me. No, I don't want her out there slave driving and putting up with a job that she's unhappy with. I want her to go have a career, something she enjoys doing. Because by the time she get home and got to deal with me, I want her at peace. So gainfully employed and happy, yeah, but out there working and slaving and bickering with co-workers and a job she don't want to go to. No, we're not gonna do that. No, baby, you can stay home. I'll pull 2 jobs till you can find you something. Help out. There's nothing wrong with helping out. I don't know where these men and I'll take this. I don't know where these men say, "Oh, my wife ain't got to work." My wife, yeah, you know what though? But guess what? If my wife wants to work, I'm letting her work. Because I mean, I don't want to sit in the house all day. I'm able to clean up, cook, iron, still look good, and still go work 12 hours a day. So all this, my wife ain't got to work. Okay, let your wife stay home like Steve Harvey's wife stay home. See what happens.
Let me ask you a question. Not trying to pry, but when you came up, did you come up with both of your parents in the house?
No.
Okay, so that's the difference right there. Some people who came up with both parents in the house, that's why they see the value in it. You may not see the value in it, and it's okay.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah, it's okay. But I'm just saying that's why if you see a working couple in the house, that's what you're gonna want. You're gonna want
the way they operate, or both parents working.
No, I'm talking about the way they operate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I my mom, I just grew up with my mom, me and my brother. We just single mother.
Okay. Yeah. And like I said, there's it's a lot of that, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's supposed to be this way, but guess what? Your mom hung in there and she raised you guys. You see what I'm saying? And from what I know of you, you're a great guy, Shimmy. I had, you know what I mean? No beef. So,
I grew up in a traditional home.
are you there?
My mom, yeah, my mom stayed at home, and my stepdad worked. He was a carpenter, and my mom loved being a housewife. So I do have some of those values. I do like some of the traditional ways. You know, I mean,
Let me ask you
it's
this.
hard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
Mhm.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's just hard these days to make it
It
without
is.
two income.
And that's what at the beginning, that's what my cousin said. I agree with that. It's like, you know, things have changed so much. 2 years ago, I could have fought and said, nah, just do that. No, it's virtually impossible these days. You see what I'm saying? Times change, and I know things evolve, but that's just like rap music. But it's now totally preference though. Have rap music today evolved to something good or bad? I don't like what's going on, but I'm not knocking what they're doing. Now, the way things are in relationships, I mean, I don't like the way that's going on. So
It's worse.
go ahead.
It's worse than the rap music.
Yeah, it is.
The dating game is worse than the rap music. I don't know who imitating who, but the dating game is worse than the rap music. I mean, it's like
It's more killing in the rap music than it is in dating.
Yeah. Miss Leslie. Okay,
Mhm.
you grew up with both of your parents, pretty much a traditional household, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Since you saw that, do you want that for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
In a lot of ways, I do. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean that's how I grew up as well. Traditional household. Yes, that's what I want, and that's why I worked for that, because that's all I saw.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So but it's nothing wrong with that. It's I mean, either way, but I think the traditional way when it comes to that is better. Now, Mr. Amelia said being a woman is not one dimension. It's not. It's not. There's a lot of different dimensions, but we are imperfect people. So every woman is going to make a mistake. Every man is going to make a mistake because we're imperfect. So, and not just mistakes, but we may do things in a way where it's not all the way right, if I can say that. Excel said, what if I sit at home and make money? Ain't nothing wrong with that, Excel. I mean, especially nowadays, we have the opportunity these days now to do that. We can sit home and make money. You know what I mean? Even like your significant other can be right there. She can make money. You can make money. Okay. What up, Excel?
What up?
You on all
Uh,
right? Big sis
I,
said,
I,
"Bird, you a miss." Go ahead.
I was saying I came on here real quick. 'Cause I'm in the middle of doing something, but
Mm-hmm.
I came to address a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
One, you know what I'm saying? I cannot sit there, you know what I mean, and have somebody who's not a part of my upbringing or my culture kind of tell me that I'm wrong because I understand what the difference between subservient, being a servant, and being a wife is. She can follow my lead, but I do not require my wife to be to run anytime I say jump, to run through, jump through hoops. Asking like what type of woman I'll probably end up with. I mean, I could show you plenty of women I've been with. I can show you plenty of women that are still in my life. Am I married? No, I chose not to be married. Not that's not a totally no thing where it's like a beef type thing. It's never a problem. Like, even when you got somebody who pretty much can't even buy a relationship, giggling in the side, you know what I'm saying, on some other type stuff. But please do not get it twisted. I'm far from soft. I'm far from a beta. I'm nowhere near none of that. None of that. Never have been, never will be. And there's way too many people out here who understand and know how I get down. So please, when I say I'm a learned person, yes, I understand all forms of religion, the Bible, the Book of Judah, all of that. I don't have to be in a relationship. I love my mother myself right now. I'm building on me. So I'm not even worried about sitting there trying to worry about getting intertwined with somebody at this moment because I'm building. When I want to settle down, I have options. And I'm not asking them to say, yeah, go home and make sure everything is done. when before I get in there. Because if I'm going to build, she's going to be part of my empire. That's how I'm going to. That's how I move. That's how I operate. So please do not ever take me for being soft. Never have been, never will be.
So let me ask you a question. Neither one of us really all the way know Coretta Scott King.
What you mean?
Do you think that she was in there, washing clothes and doing, was she out working, or what do you think?
We don't know what Coretta Scott King was doing. She was a preacher's wife. Most preachers' wives is good because they husbands getting them tithings.
Okay, so she was doing what? You think?
We don't know. I don't know what she was doing.
She was being a woman.
Okay, so boom, check this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you take about somebody like Barack Obama, and then when you have Michelle Obama,
Mm-hmm.
she a woman? Was she being a woman?
Yes, she was, but she was all over the place. But yeah,
But she was a woman though, and she had her own purpose. Almost every president had a wife, other than other than Trump. Almost every president's wife was still a wife, but she was doing other things while she was supporting her husband, right?
she's supposed to. That's the role of a president's wife. She's
But that's
supposed
the
to be
role.
doing.
That's the role of a wife. Period. You're supposed to support your husband. You're supposed to support your man. So, like, if I'm out here grinding, and even if you're not working, you're still supposed to have my back.
Hey, Creed,
Right?
Of course.
So when you come to some standpoint like that, you being that subservient type, my life, so I need my man. My life revolves around my man. Where does your identity come in at? Are you not a woman? Because when you talk about women's live,
You know where our identity comes in at?
lived it wasn't even cracking until you had more white people, white women getting involved in that. If you look at those pictures for Women Libs March, you rarely see any of them. The black women had to have their own.
You're right.
They had to have their own. When you talk about all this stuff back in the war, when the Vietnam War was going on, all the women had to go be factory workers to keep on supporting the country and making the country run. That's why you got that woman with the overalls on.
That's true. That's true. That was back when they put women to work and everything. But here's my thing. You said, what's her identity? Her identity to her matters to her husband. That's who her identity matters to. That's what the problem is right now with a lot of these women. They want their identity to matter to everybody. That's why Facebook. That's why Facebook.
I'm not saying everybody.
That's why Facebook is ass book. Facebook is ass book.
Hey,
at the same time, like I said, it's not about everybody. It's about her. If you don't have an identity for yourself, like, all right, let's look at it like that's even on a comedy level. Look at Coming to America. The prince didn't want the chick who was just going to run around and jump and woof like a dog. He wanted somebody who he could have intellectual compatibility with. He wanted somebody he felt comfortable with, he could laugh with and all that type of stuff. I do. What do I want a woman's going to be like, yeah, go cook me a sandwich now. Okay, baby, how's it going? No, it's not going to happen.
If your energy was right, you wouldn't have to.
My energy is always right.
But I'm not talking about you personally. I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about a man, right? If a man's energy right, he won't even have to call it because she knows.
Hey, Creed.
Yes.
Creed. Let's say you wake up tomorrow happily married.
Mm-hmm.
Marital bliss.
I have.
Marital bliss.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all 10 years down the road, she been doing exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
She's staying at home, cooking and cleaning,
okay,
dinner ready, dusting and mopping, baseboards, patio, glass, everything, every window pane cleaned out. She doing all that. Then one day you come home and she say, Creed, I want to go to work. I'm tired of being at home. I want to go to work. I got a job opportunity. It's right down the street. I'm making $60,000 a year. Mm-hmm. What did she say that to? And she say, guess what? Either I'm take the job or I'm taking off.
It happened to me. And guess where she came back at? Home. You're asking the wrong person. It was 30 years. I've been there, done that with a lot of stuff. I don't have a problem with her working. In fact, sometimes I encourage working because Housewives of Atlanta was on and they start looking at this and thinking that's how life's supposed to be. Then you go out there and you need a reality check. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm not saying that's what when I was married. Okay, that's how I've did what I wanted to do with marriage. Okay, you have to find that woman that's acceptable to that. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing. Since when is something wrong with a traditional marriage? When?
So you want acceptability instead of compatibility.
Of course, she's gonna have to be compatible with me, but there's a lot of things. Look, when you have a woman, she's not gonna be compatible with you with everything. You see what I'm saying? She's just
She
not.
should be.
I mean, you Legos. Also, you got different color Legos that still fit together. Compatibility comes in all kind of shapes and forms.
So why do people have problems with interracial marriages then? If a red fit with a yellow,
I don't have a problem with interracial relationship.
I'm not saying you, but we hear a lot of people say that though.
Well,
That's
because
only
the fact
that's
of it
only
is,
black women.
Well, and that, yeah, most, well, it's not only black women. I've seen white women like that too. But because it's the thing about everybody looks at the grass being greener on the other side. They see this woman happy, what he doing with her,
Well,
and vice versa.
Sometimes that happen.
Yeah, happiness comes in any kind of fake shape and form with you. Because, like I said, compatibility is everything. Compatibility means everything.
So this is what I encourage. Me, go where you happy. Go where you are appreciated.
Exactly.
All of us are people. All of us are people. So, and then, it's different. That's just like dog breeds. You got friendly dog breeds. You got mean dog breeds. But I'm just saying, no matter what, get the dog that fits for you and make you happy.
But the key thing is, though, is she going to be that pet for you, or is she going to be that companion for you?
Nobody wants a pet. If somebody wants a pet, something's wrong with it.
But that's the key thing that I was talking about earlier. When there's somebody coming and constantly saying, well, I do this, and I only want to do this, and I want to do that, then do that. But don't try to put it off on everybody else like this is what the quintessential household needs to be, when everything that you say is traditional is taught. It's not, it's all taught to you. This is an American tradition. Because if you talk about anything else, every other culture, every other race, every other background has a different type of traditional.
Thank you.
You can't go to another country and be like, yeah, I want a traditional wife. And this traditional wife knows that her husband has concubines. You can't talk about somebody being an Israelite and they have the opportunity to have one or two wives. See, if you're not ready for those talks, if you're not ready for those movements, you can't talk about what traditional is unless you're giving your definition of tradition.
Well, guess what? That's when you start looking into it. You research it. You can go
Research it
on.
for what?
You can because you're making that investment in your life of what kind of woman you want. If you're going to go to another country, heck yeah, you can find women that's traditional easily.
But in their tradition.
And guess what? A lot of times it worked for us. A lot of times it works for us. You said that's true. So, and you're right. Maybe not. But I'm just saying it's there. It's there. So, I mean, look, I'm not knocking nobody for nothing. Honestly, I'm not knocking anybody for who they choose, what they choose. However, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm 50 years old right now, right? I've seen some stuff. I've been through some stuff, and it's okay. You know what I mean? Right now, I just want happiness. Miss Amelia said maybe I should get a tent. Heck yeah. I mean, I'll do that. Seriously, I went backwards in life, but it was by choice on a lot of things, and it made me happy because it gave me less. We got too much stuff going on today, period. So, I mean, that's what works for me.
I've talked to people about children. I mentor a bunch of children. I've helped raise children. So yeah, I can talk to people about child raising.
Right.
It's about your experiences. It's about what you do. Now, that's not directed to you, Creek. But the crazy thing about it is like when you try to put off your lifestyle and you try to push your lifestyle and what works for you, it could work for you.
Right.
It could be 100% work for you. But if it works for you, it works for you. It don't work for everybody else.
That's true. That's true. And see,
you can. I might drive a stick shift. No, you know it's automatic. You're not gonna get my car and drive down the block and mess the clutch up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like things are not cut and dry. There is always going to be a gray area. Everything is not black and white.
hmm
You know what
And
I'm
you
saying?
know, this is something I'm admit about myself. A lot of times, like when I do something, I could sound kind of pushy or, hey, you need to do this. I can because I'm passionate about what I do. A lot of times, I done messed up a lot of things in my life. I have. But on the same note, I had a lot of good things happen. And I worked, and some of them came from those things that I messed up and I just overcame them. And then I seen them work for me. And so sometimes I just try to share and I get too passionate about it sometimes. So, you know, I don't want it to come off to people like I'm trying to force you or I ain't messing with you because you ain't do it my way. Nope. You see what I'm saying? I mean,
No,
but
I mean, like I said, it's not based upon you. Like, even with you saying, like, I can't tell nobody what works in a relationship if I haven't had a long time success in a relationship. I have relationships that have lasted most of my life. Relationships ain't always about marriage and sexuality and intimacy. I know women for years, and we still have a great relationship. We have a great dynamic.
mhm,
Relationship is about compatibility. So I can have long-term relationships. I may not be as old as some people, but
mhm,
I have long-term relationships. As I said last week when I was speaking on my ex, me and her knew each other since I was 22.
mhm.
I'm 43 right now, and we had a great dynamic, and things was working out. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us.
Right.
So with me being able to be able to move forward after her demise and know what this world is about, you got to open your eyes farther than what's in front of you. You
Let,
don't really, you can't, you know what I mean? It's like you don't understand it.
let me ask you this though. Say for instance, you going through that. You know what I mean? Did it make you start looking at things a little different?
What? Maybe what?
You
Go
know,
to big.
with being with her for so long, and then now that she's gone, did it make you, you know, look at things a little different? Because you know how
Not
sometimes you can have things that we don't think about every day, but then when they gone, this is like a big loss or a big feeling
I
of loss.
mean, it's the void that you miss from having somebody that you can talk to, that you can share certain things with, that you don't really have. You have bonds with people on different levels. So the bond that I had with her, I may not have with another female that I know. You know
Hmm
what I'm saying? The bond that I had with her, I don't have with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk to my homeboys about things that me and her can talk about. So
Right.
what I'm saying is, when you talk about how things can work in a dynamic in a relationship, whether she's making more money than me, whether I'm making more money than her, whether I'm working, whether she's not working, it doesn't even matter. Because if we have a level of compatibility, if I fall, she should be able to be right there to help me get back up.
hmm
Same way if she fall, I should be able to help her back up. If my foot hurt, I can get on her back. If her foot hurts, I can carry her. Because that's what we're going to be about. It's not just she gonna do what I tell her to do because I'm the man and she gonna listen to everything I say. Because at the same time, if you want to talk about everything that was being discussed, I can lead the relationship right down the hole. But if she's gonna follow my lead, she's gonna be in that hole with me.
hmm
That's why I talk about identity. You need to know and understand the difference between what could happen if you're just a follower. Being just a follower is going to have you in a situation where you might not be able to get out of.
So you saying the follower
Blind
being,
obedience is a MF.
but you saying that you saying like the follower could be the woman that's relying on her husband.
The one that has no other identity other than that's my husband. I'm his wife. That's if they don't have any identity beyond that, they're going to have their own demise. If anything, inshallah, ever happens to that husband, if that husband loses his job, if that husband falls ill, if that husband loses his life, where's your identity at? What are you going to do now?
I'm gonna tell you like this, right? I get what you're saying, but you know, a lot of that's fear. That's still fear.
Fear for who?
That's fear. Trust me. What you
Fear for
saying
who though?
is
I mean,
for
fear is a human nature.
it's
Fear is human nature. So everybody has a fear. You can mask it with anxiety or apprehension, but everybody has fear.
what if he loses his job?
Hmm.
What if this? What if that? That's fear.
But what do you do? What do you do? So like basically, if you know one day that you might die, you prepare yourself. You get insurance. You get a will. So basically, what do you do? What do you prepare yourself for if something happens like that and you are this subservient woman?
But see,
And
that's
you have no identity.
remember we had that conversation last week. I agree with that. That's what I was saying. You know, get insurance. You see what I'm saying?
You have to take life a day at a time because you're not promised tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not.
So
Yeah, you got to live every day like today's the last day.
Right.
yeah.
Live every day. Live every day like tomorrow you're not gonna wake up. Try to be happy. Try to lay in your bed, whether you got somebody in there with you or not, and just say, you know what? Mashallah. Praise be to a God. You know what I mean? Whatever you gotta say, I made it today.
hmm
I do this again tomorrow.
Now, Nate from Upstate said, "I believe the man has a role to play. The woman has a role to play, but they got to be able to work together. There are no bosses. You got bosses at work, not a man. But see, you know what? That's wrong, Nate. That's wrong. That's the problem, because these women are looking at, they'll do for their boss at work more than what they value the boss at work than their head at home. That's called a headship, not bossship. Home is headship. Boss is at work because they have a business relationship. So yeah, no, that's where a lot of women are twisted. They don't, you know, the boss and the head. Then we have Miss Amelia.
So you run a business. So how do you all right, what you running the bike shop, right?
Uh-huh.
If your employee act up, do you discipline them?
I talk to them.
If they have habitual latenesses, do you discipline them?
Talk
You
to
just
them.
talk to them. They come to work 5 days straight.
And remember, the 3-strike rule, however you want to do it, then they gone.
Exactly. So when you talk about a dictatorship, the boss level of being at home versus working, everything has a consequence.
Yeah.
So if she knows that she's helping at the house, and the consequence at work could be a little bit more dire than the consequence in the house. All right, you ain't got dinner made, he gonna fuss. But if I don't make this 40 hours a week, he might be short on gas and electric.
You know what? That type of husband sound like the husband that wears the wife beater.
What you mean? I got a wife beater on right now, goddammit. What do you mean?
I'm just saying. You know what I'm talking about, the dingy wife beater. He coming there with a Marlboro, dirty, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, yeah, no, if of course she's supposed to have dinner. I agree. But some days she's not going to have dinner. You know what I mean? What kind of husband are you? I mean, you know, what type of attitude you going to have as a husband? Like, you ain't going to come down on it now. She repeatedly do it now. We got to have a talk. You see what I'm saying? Like, you in here, I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to do. You need to be in here doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Now, this is if the woman stays at home, right? Because if the woman's working too,
no, I would say working
then
because
you're
still as a boss.
I'm gonna say this: if she's working, she still has to do the same thing. And I know that sounds impossible, but that's why they brought out Superwoman.
I don't agree with that. I'm sorry.
She got to stick with it. Now,
If you're both working equally, then you should share in the responsibilities. If she's at home, then yeah, she should do all that stuff. That's her job. But if she's out and working in the, then it should be shared.
I'm gonna make it easier for you. Let's say if the husband asked her, I need you to go get a job. Well, guess what? That's where he's gonna have to supplement the fact that she can't cook also if he needed her to go to work. Now, she talking about going to work. No, you still gonna have to do what your role. That's just like I was told, and I ain't trying to put my business out there, but I was told that now that the kids was grown, I ain't gotta cook no more. Well, hell, I ain't gotta work no more. Whoopity do. No, life goes on.
whatever happened to just having a partnership and you just working together and having each other's back? I don't understand.
Well, here's the thing, and a lot of
Listening to everybody else,
yeah,
watching.
a lot of women are not going to like this, but there is no partnership. I know y'all wanted to be 50-50. A marriage is not 50-50, only in America, but it's not. That's the reason why we have terrible breakup laws. When you break up, the man loses. Suppose you was a millionaire, you're a woman, you're a millionaire, and then you get little man from over the east side. You just so happen to like Bad Boys now, and you got $1 million, and little man get with you, and then y'all ain't working it out right. Then little man, breaks up with you. He get half of your $1 million, and y'all only been together for 6 weeks. You like that? How you feel?
Prenup.
See, I mean, but a lot of times your prenup got to be right, because if it ain't, it's worthless. But what I'm saying is, that's what I'm talking about. It's not 50-50. That's just like even when you get a corporation, it's not 50-50.
So, hey, Creed, let me ask you this: why do you think that it's only America that there's no 50-50 anywhere else?
Because America was the one who started that.
You sure about that?
I'm positive.
100%.
100%. So here's what I'm saying. The West has messed up a lot of different things for a lot of families here in America. Messed up a lot of different things. And it is so not cool. You know what I mean? I was talking to a buddy of mine that, from Colombia. And he reminded me, I'm up there, you know how us, Case in Point XL, DJ, we thinking like, I mean, man, the summer come, we're gonna be doing these parties or whatever. It's just more booming in the summer and the spring, right? Maybe pool parties, whatever. He reminded me that there's no such thing as spring, summer, or fall over there. It don't exist. And I'm like, dang, that'd be nice if it was like that over here. Instead of us waiting for it, they just do their thing. That's it. That's wonderful. Daylight saving times, I hate it. I hate when it gets dark early. America. It's little simple things, but I'm just saying it's just not cool. Not
cool with it.
cool.
With Western culture came holidays, so even when them off times, when it's only summertime, I still get paid to be in the parties.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I'm just saying, it's just me sometimes, But Miss Amelia, it is. It's a grumpy old man. Miss Amelia said, no.
Kitchen in the bedroom, Florida, the kitchen in the bedroom.
Miss Amelia said, no, it's not working on 2024. I know this from experience, but being with the same man for 31 years, so I'm only speaking on my experience. Thank God I can take care of myself. I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with that, Miss Amelia. I mean, let me tell you something. Here's another way to look at it, because y'all, a lot of y'all like to put it just like how she put it. How about when he goes to work and he works hard? Don't get me wrong, y'all housework is hard, but it's really hard on that man. He got to leave. He got to deal with all these different people. He got to deal with another man telling him how he need to do this, that, and the third. And then, probably not just one man, whatever. But let's say something happened to him and he can't work. Well, guess what? Y'all was in the house all that time, all that energy. Go out and work. There you go. Quick fix. Let me see. And not everyone is learned. Yummy Gummy said, and it don't matter if you are or are not, everyone is learned person. And I guarantee you'll be in my relationship long after you've been through 3 or 4. Let me see. Who is this? Nate from Upstate said, I'm Han Solo without a Chewbacca, but the Force with me. You heard? Salute. Let me see. Yummy. All right, I read that one. Miss Marla said, no, he ain't Yummy Gummy. And then Miss Amelia said, so again, it's women's fault that men are getting locked up and getting felony charges when are you going to take responsibility of your own actions? Okay. If you're talking about me, Miss Amelia, no, that's not what I was saying. I wasn't saying it was women's faults. Although most men are in jail because of women. I wasn't saying that at the time. Huh? You said, how's that?
Yeah.
Let me give you one rule as a woman so you can know, because us men know. Most men out here robbing, stealing, killing for a piece of tail.
Easily.
Okay? Women. And the other
Nowadays,
thing,
you don't know if it's just women.
now,
Some like going to jail to be around a bunch of men.
nah, you're right. And I, you know what? I ain't even gonna tell you the other reason why the women, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, so the other one is
Domestic violence.
women, but that, you know what? I'm not even blaming that on women, because there's a lot of headache and some dudes out here. You know what I mean? And none of us are perfect. We all catch attitudes. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Well, some women can beat the
what that
crap out of
Sean
men.
P?
So.
That Sean P hat? That's dope. What'd you say?
I said some women beat the crap out of men. So.
Oh yeah, that's
But
what's going on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going on now. So, because you know that testosterone level getting up there.
Hey, look, most of the men in jail, they in jail over money or honey. It's either one. So for women to sit up there and say, it ain't enough men out here, ain't no good men out here. Yeah, half of them in jail over money or honey. Yeah, hey, men trying to impress, trying to make a living, trying to live up to her standards, trying to keep her mouth shut, keep her happy. That's a hard job to do. So some result to anything: violence, theft, trafficking,
This is
drugs.
an education for me because I can see the pressures that men feel that they have on themselves to
Yeah,
make sure a woman's happy.
yeah. You don't want these problems. These black problems. You don't want these problems.
I'm just a small town girl. I mean, I grew up very sheltered, so.
Yeah, yeah. I'm from the
But I
city.
learned a lot. I've learned a lot now that I'm 54.
Yeah, I mean, when we hit our 50s, we done learned some stuff. You know what I mean? So I get it. But man, I appreciate everybody for being on here. Let me hold before we step off. Let's catch up with these comments because that's going to probably start a whole nother conversation. But hang on there, Miss Leslie, if you can. Nate from Upstate said, in some cases, it may be the women's fault that a man gets locked up, but not all the time. Most of the time, they just got caught. That's true. Because the dudes be out here doing some stupid stuff. Stupid. And Miss Amelia also said, I wouldn't date anyone that was playing PlayStation 5 anyway. I'm too old to be dating children. He's still playing video games unless you're getting paid for it. Yeah. Hey, down here, there's a lot of dudes getting paid for playing video games. I met a lot of them. So I don't know. You might want to change that, Miss Amelia. You'd be like, go boy, and give them popcorn and everything. Yummy Gummy said, my identity is about what is going on in the home, not anybody else thinks. I know as Waylon's mom and Ken's mom or Mariah's mom or so, and so's wife. That is who I am. True. We got Ed Nice. I don't know if he's still in the building, but what's up, Ed Nice? And right, Yummy Gummy, and then Nate from Upstate. It's been He said, what do you say? They've been doing that since the 60s, breaking up the black family, or even further back than that. Very true. Miss Amelia said, younger doesn't mean you're prettier, just means you're younger. Very true, Miss Amelia. And Miss Miles said it's not. And Big Sis said, Excel. I agree with a lot of what you said. And Big Sis said, Preach Amelia. Ed Nice, that's not only black women. What's not only black women? I'm sure you're right on that. I mean,
When I said that black women get upset when they see us dating white women. Black women get upset when they see black men dating white women. I said that. Yeah, that may not be all black women, but they're the most boisterous about it. I don't hear a white man saying, I don't hear Brad saying, hey, stay away from Sarah. I don't hear a white woman saying, hey, stay away from Ashley. I only hear a sister saying, look at that sellout ass ninja. I only hear a sister acting a fool about it. Nobody else complains. Only I hear sisters, because I live in a very diverse community. Wherever I work is very diverse, and I only hear sisters speaking up on that, and that's what they do. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes opposites attract, and you see a black man with a white woman, and both of them seem happy. Why are you even worried about it?
Right.
Why?
I've gotten some looks
Yeah.
being with a black man.
Oh, that's part of the deal. That's part of the territory.
But what does it matter? If you're happy together, why do other people care?
Because you know what? She wants to feel like she could have had a chance with him. She did, but she blew it. She blew it by running her mouth, by having these high expectations, by wanting to control or change him. And guess what? When you came along, you didn't give a damn about none of that. You stood 10 toes down on it. You support him emotionally, psychologically, mentally, financially. You wholeheartedly love him. And that's what some black women can't stand. That you want to be a wife, that you want to be nurturing and loving. Black women ain't trying to put that type of time in. They study and listen to the old women that are bitter, the older women that are bitter, the women that resent men that drag them. Well, ma'am, you chose that type of man to drag you. So don't frown when a Caucasian woman walks up on an Idris Elba or a Cuba Gooding Jr. or a Charles Barkley. Because I know naturally we're all attracted to the same color. It's just somehow we may not find the right one at the right time. So you just take what you can get and be happy.
Well, what you just ended with is the key. Be happy. It's your life to live. You see what I'm saying? And so, like I said, I don't pay attention to none of that. Like, I didn't grow up like that. You know what I mean? To be like, oh, whatever. Of course, yeah, it's great to support our black women, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Great. Okay. But I'm just saying, that ain't always the case for everybody. Yummy Gummy also said, Excel, it's like trying to tell people how to raise a child when you ain't never had a child. You can't tell everybody, you can't tell nobody what works in a relationship if you haven't had long time success in a relationship. I mean, that's very true. And Miss Christina said she has brains. Also, she said a little of both. Excel. And Nate from Upstate said you know how it goes, Yummy. You can take what you can and use and leave the rest behind. Okay, so what happened? Okay, get the likes up. Yeah, please make sure y'all like the live feed. I'm gonna take it down, but I'm gonna put it back up as well. So what else? Amen, bless everyone have, and then amen, Yummy. Oh, let me read what she said. She said, also please support our host. So Sweet Mama G is quiet tonight, but I'm sure she and Creep both could use some support. Absolutely. Amen, Yummy Gummy. Nate from Upstate. It's almost over, Sweet Mama G. Yummy Gummy said Creep got one on under his shirt. XL. Now, Big Sis said, Bird, on this show, we all have opinions that we may not agree with, but we all need to respect each other's opinion. I think I said that. I don't know. I mean, I said that. Like you have your own opinion. I'm talking about what works for me. You know what I mean? And sometimes I get passionate about what works for me. You know what I mean? And you can do what you want. Spend your money where you want to and all that. Calvin, be careful with whom your energy you share.
Creep, let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
Would you marry a white woman?
Man, I'll marry a purple woman if she treat me right.
We good. Hey, I don't care how old fashioned you are. I don't care how old school traditional you are. The morals, the values, the ethics, all that good stuff. Household, leading the household. I got respect for you. Because guess what? You're limiting your options when you say you just only marry one race.
Yeah, that's true. And you gotta remember, in this world, we struggle for happiness. It's easy. It's easy to do bad or feel bad or be depressed or live in fear. Very easy. But it's hard for happiness. So why
For some people.
Yeah.
For some people.
Cuzzy said, good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. Yummy Gummy also said premarital belongings and money don't count. Little man can't get nothing after 6 months. That's true. Let me see. Good night, Sweet Mama G. Hope you have a great weekend. And also good night, Excel. Much respect to your views. We all have our own views, and it makes for a good debate. And yes, it does. And see, that's another reason why I love having we all have differences, and sometimes like I'll play the villain. I'll say what I gotta say, or I'll say something crazy and I'll live with it. You know what I mean? That's what keeps the dialogue going. You understand? It's a method to this madness, but we are learning something every time. And we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing this whole thing. So, I mean, we're going to lose some, win some. But, everybody has their opinion. I'm not trying to look. I'm the one that got to live my life. You ain't got to live my life. I ain't got to live your life. Nate from Upstate said, I'm still rocking my Xbox 360 from old school. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Me and my sons was just talking about the old school games we used to play that was off the chain. Man, I was way behind. Domestic violence. Domestic violence is a whole nother show. Watch that subject. I'm super sensitive to that one. Yeah. So Big Sis also said, Bird, you need to pass. Oh, that was way back. Hold on, where we at? Okay. Who is the guy? Ed Nice. Who is this guy that keep agreeing with you? Agreeing who? Who you talking about, Ed Nice, if you still on here? Who you talking about? Nate from Upstate said, I'm 53 and retired. Okay. Yummy Gummy domestic. Oh, I just read that. Ed Nice said only 2% of men in jail for domestic violence. I'm gonna do an Excel this time. What's the percentage of men in jail for domestic violence? I don't know about that, Ed Nice. Nah, it ain't no 2% in there for no domestic violence. That's like number one. Now, I don't say number one, but it's up there. It is way more than 2%. And nice, Brad not going to say that to your face. He probably won't, but we don't hear it as much as what we hear just the way Shimmy was explaining it. And that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? I just
What?
don't like I just don't like the guy that gets in there and talk about his people. And I know, you know, I talk about my people and myself because we gotta get it together, period. But I don't like that guy that does that. You know what I mean? That will get out there and do that. No, don't do that. And she wants somebody that's real and not about the games. And I said, I can't wait to get on this show. Ed Nice, you welcome anytime. That's my little brother right there. Who is this? Nate from Upstate said, let me, oh man, it disappeared. Let me tell you on a single thing, there's more games out there than video games. That's true. But guess what? Your energy can draw a lot of good ones if you got some good energy. Not saying that you don't, but I'm just telling you. And Big Sis said, Bird, I wasn't addressing your personality. I was just making a comment. Oh, no, sis. You know how we go. I ain't, you know, I don't take nothing personal. And I know you always get me, so I'm used to it. Calvin, you will never be a black woman, but I respect your opinion.
I was raised by a black woman. I have a black sister, I have a black daughter. So I'm always empathize and be compassionate towards black women. Now the narrative that they putting out nowadays, they got to miss me with some of this. We know the narrative that black women putting out. My man take care of me, he do everything, I don't do shit. No. And then 1 minute my man take care of me, I don't do nothing. He take care of me. If he take care of me, I don't do nothing. Then the next minute I hear another female saying, there ain't enough good men out there. Which one is it?
Right.
Which one is it?
Let me see. All right, man, we caught. That's good. So she said, Calvin, this means those women that you dealt with really put you through it. Big sis.
I don't allow that.
Honestly, big sis, that's a cop out. That's a cop out. I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's used all the time. Those women, please don't do that, big sis. Please don't do that. I mean, it's don't do that, big
Ain't
sis.
no gray. Ain't no gray. I still look good. Ain't no woman put me through nothing. I move on. Like a ship sailing through the night. I keep it moving. Now,
we have Yummy Gummy just put up 37.4% of Georgia women and 37.4% of Georgia women and 30.4% of Georgia men experience intimate partner physical violence, sexual violence, and or stalking in their lifetime. I found one that said, but it was more so geared towards domestic violence, mostly, and some what was it? What's the name? Violence, 50%. 2%, you was way off, Ed Nice. Way. It's not just in Georgia, it's everywhere. Most of I guarantee you, a police would tell you, if they had 50 calls in one night, 40 of them was probably domestic.
So why if once that red flag starts waving, why not get out? Why try to stay there and try to change it or make it work? If you already see the red flag, you got to get away. That's like when I here recently went to the animal shelter. This dog bite, that dog don't bite. This dog too aggressive, that dog is not aggressive. It didn't take me long to figure out what I can deal with and what I couldn't deal with. So all this blaming somebody, yeah, those statistics may be true, but guess what? You had an opportunity before it got that far to get up out of there.
Mm-hmm. Well, they lied to you, Ed Nice. I'm sorry. That's a lie. Straight up. It's more than 2%. Way more than 2%. I know you're in Maryland. In fact, if y'all can look at Maryland. Look at Maryland. Maryland's domestic violence. I guarantee you it's higher than 2%. Guarantee.
Hey, you know where the domestic violence come from, right?
What's that?
It come from when the woman making more than the man.
A lot of times. That's probably a lot of it. He in there pissed off. And Yummy Gummy said, Calvin, sometimes you don't. I'm not sure what that was.
Get out of the relationship.
Okay. And Ed Nice said, remember, I said that's in jail, not calls. Now, I ain't talking about calls. I'm talking about as a whole. As a whole. And she said, amen. And then Miss Leslie said, night, everyone. I lost audio. Well, we really appreciated you coming on, Miss Leslie. That was great of you. Thank you so much. And you're welcome to come back on. Oh, shoot, I ain't even see. My cousin's gonna get me. That's my little cousin, by the way. What did she say? Oh, look, I'm ready trying to text her back. She already gone. My bad. All right, so it was a good fun night. We really appreciate everybody, and I guess I'm gonna have to do the shout outs tonight for us leaving, and I want to shout out my brother Nate from upstate. Shout out you, DJ Shimmy. Shouts out my little cuz, Sweet Mama G. Shouts out to my big sis, Leslie. Shouts out to Gummy Gummy. Shouts out to Ed Nice. Shout out to who else? Miss Amelia. Shouts out to Miss Marla. Shouts out to Darren. Shouts out to Miss Christina. Who else we had in the comments? Because that's all I can see. Oh, shouts out to Miss Tiffany. Shouts out. I said DJ XL, right? You already said shouts out to DJ XL. Who else? I shouted out Miss Leslie, right? Already. I shout out Christina, Nate from upstate.
Ed Nice.
Yeah, I shout out Ed Nice. Oh, and shout out to our other host, DJ Trelly Trell. Who else? Man, I'm trying to catch up with y'all. Man, they was getting busy in the comment section. Whoa. Man, I hope I ain't missed nobody. It was a few more. Yes, you said, hey, big sis, without indeed. The percentage is higher for drug charges and stolen cars. The drug charges, yeah, I can agree with that. But the stolen cars, I don't know, unless it's New Jersey. Nate, I don't know what that. So anyway, we appreciate y'all. And once again, I am DJ Concrete. And shout out to everybody that came on the show. We appreciate y'all presence, the drama. We appreciate everything. We appreciate everything, y'all. We do. And hey, Calvin, you know what? I think I just stumbled over on you on TikTok. Because I had just created some TikTok pages, whatever. So give us your social media handles.
Okay. TikTok is DJ Shimmy. Instagram is Small World Big Fish. Facebook is Kelvin Don't Get on My Nerves Marshall. And that's it. Just those three.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I forgot. I gotta put on a woman's anthem before we leave. Hold on. I'm going old school with the records.
Vinyl,
The vinyl in the building.
12 inch, 12
Right.
inch.
So yeah. Y'all can reach me at DJ Concrete on Instagram. Street Tactics Radio on Instagram. Street Tactics MTB on Instagram. Y'all can check out the mountain bike riding channel, the different adventures. Y'all see, because I'm gonna go get a tent and I'm staying out of here. I'm getting out of here. Also TikTok DJ Concrete 101, and also a page where I just started where the music that I produced over the years is DJ Concrete Produced It. That's the name of that page. And that's about it.